Evening and welcome to all of you. I'm Loredana Commonara, the Artistic Director of Italian Screen Today Film and TV Series Fest, a festival that has been promoting the best Italian film production for 5 years now, and of this year's TV series too. It's a great honor for me to introduce our special guest, Luca Guadagnino. Hello. Luca. And thank you for having accepted our invitation. And journalist Silvia Bizio, who will host the Q&A session. Hi, Silvia. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Okay, we have an online connection for the audience of Italian Screen Today. For this edition, we are in streaming on the My Movies platform, visible throughout the United States. And now I leave the floor to Silvia, and I'll see you in a moment for greetings and thanks. See you later.
Thank you, Loredana. Grazie. Ciao, Luca. Hello. How nice to see you. So, Luca, you are in Milan right now, right?
Yes.
And I'm in Los Angeles, this crazy world of the new festivals. So, Luca, we're very happy that HBO is has granted the Italian Screen New York permission to screen the entire season of We Are What We Are. And for those in the audience who will have a chance to see all the episodes within the week of the festival, let's start with that. Tell us how this idea and the desire and the wish to do this series came to you. And what was it like to work on several episodes on a TV series?
It truly came to me because it's something that I haven't foresaw and I haven't programmed doing. It is something that I was offered to do. I was offered by Lorenzo Mieri, the great producer, to imagine a story, something that dealt with teenagers and a coming of age through sexuality and fluidity. There is Chloe.
I think there is Chloe. Good morning, Chloe.
Hello.
I see you on the side.
Chloe. Hello, Chloe. We see you in... Not right.
Upside down, divinely upside down.
On the side, straight, and I think you're, let's see. For a moment, we saw you straight. There you
go.
That's great.
Hello.
So, and to do TV was wonderful. I mean, it wasn't much different from what I do usually when I do a movie. I worked with people that I loved. I worked with great collaborators that I've been working for many years. I met wonderful new friends like Chloe, artists which inspired me for long, and that I was very honored and humbled to be able to work with in this occasion, and definitely many more to come.
You shot in Italy also. The story is set in Army base in Italy. Tell us about the setting of the story.
Well, that was an intuition I had. I felt like to do something in a very specific environment that could be kind of almost unique in its own nature. We could tackle a sort of sense of universality, instead of going into the generic world of, let's say, suburbia and possibly being lost in that. So for me, the world of the military with the rules, but also with the underneath that informs what is outside in the surface of this military base was a great plate, a great environment to let these characters interact, explode, implode. Yeah.
Sorry. You worked on this series with some really fantastic actors, some young actors who we're discovering. It's like you have a capacity of discovering young new talents. So tell us about the new actors who have worked in this series.
Well, I had worked with Carmen Cuba, the great casting director, and with Carmen, we put together a great group of people, of artists, I must say, to be complicity with in creating these characters and this world, this infrastructure, this emotional infrastructure. Jordan Seaman, Jack Dylan Grazer, and all the other wonderful young actors, Spencer Moore, all these were Francesca Scorsese, and more. They were all so generous in letting the story come across themselves, their identities as people, and make the show shine not only with their fine chiseling of characters throughout their understanding of performance, but also to let the camera to be able somehow to investigate also within themselves. You know, Bertolucci, who is not a mystery that I see as an ideal mentor of mine, always said that every great characters is also the documentary on the actor who's portraying the characters. Like, I like that kind of in-betweenness, and something that should be made in great naturality.
Speaking of great actors, we welcome Chloe Sevigny. Thank you for joining us. Also in New York, right? I think you're on the East Coast in America.
Mike, your mic, Chloe. Your mic should be...
Okay. Oh yeah, if you can, there you go.
Hello.
Okay, hello.
Hi, Chloe. We're very, very happy and thankful and grateful that you could join us today to celebrate, as Loredana was saying at the beginning, the best of Italian movies and television. As of this year, Italy on Screen New York is also showing television series. So this is a first for the festival, and we're showing the entire season of We Are Who We Are. And I would love to ask you, Chloe, to tell us about your character and your work with Luca Guadagnino in shooting this series.
Well, I play Colonel Sarah Wilson. She's a bit of a rebel. She grew up with a very strict father and, you know, very patriarchal upbringing. And I think she was drawn to the military to prove to her father her strength. And I think she's also very interested in a political career. And those are obvious stepping stones that lots of people take. And she's kind of a single mother. She's married to Elisa Braga's character. And but she takes on the responsibility of her son, mostly herself. I think she has a lot to prove to herself. And I was so curious about this woman and how she navigates, you know, the world of the military, and being the first female to, you know, to be in this position on that base. And I just had so many questions about this woman that I really wanted to investigate her with Luca.
The military life, it's quite a life in its own. It's a different microcosm, right? It's a different world. How much did you have or want to analyze or study what that kind of life is in preparing for your character?
Right. Well, I actually was calling around to a lot of gay bookstores, literature books in bookstores in New York, trying to find some sort of literature on the subject, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and so forth. And I found it very difficult. So I reached out to some people I knew, and found a young girl who had actually been kicked out of the military because they found lockers of her being intimate with another woman, found photos in her locker of her being intimate with another woman. So we spent many hours together in New York, and she just kind of walked me through her journey, why she joined, why the other women that she knew joined, especially the other gay women, and just like what her experiences were. And I really drew from her.
And what was it like to shoot in Italy and working with Luca? Now, here is our director.
Don't embarrass, Chloe.
It was such a dream environment for a director because it was so controlled. You know, he built this base, and it was to every minutia so perfect. So he could shoot whatever he wanted to shoot, whenever he wanted to shoot it, and he had the whole cast there. I mean, this is like a dream for a director, and I feel like only someone of Luca's stature could actually make that happen. And you could just feel like everybody around him, everybody in every department head, you know, down to every PA was just so excited to be there and to be a part of telling the story. And you know, we're working 6-day weeks, you know, from hot days to cold, bitter nights, rainy, and there was really no complaining. Everybody, I feel like, was really just like into the art of it, into the craft of it, and enthusiastic about being here and being there and creating this piece. And that felt really wonderful, like just like how much respect people had for their jobs and what they were doing there. Sometimes that can get a bit lost, especially, you know, when you're into so many days and a project is going on for so long. And I feel like Luca, being the leader, and his enthusiasm, you know, therefore the crew's and that enthusiasm never waned. It maintained.
At least you didn't have to go through boot camp, right? Well,
I kind of like, it was like a half-assed boot camp. We did a little, you know, physical training, but we more sat around and talked with our advisor through the script, through his experiences, and just talking about, you know, the hierarchy and chain of command and how that would play out in social dynamics, and for the children of the parents who bring, you know, children to base, and just social life on base, all kinds of different, you know, dynamics we went through.
Chloe, did it leave you with a different appreciation about shooting in Italy?
Oh yeah, I would love to come back to Italy. Always, yeah. I love Italy. I was in my first trimester. I was pregnant when we were shooting, so I didn't get to partake in a lot of the culinary wilds of Italy. So I'd like to come back and be able to do that.
And Luca, perhaps you can tell us more about, you know, how did you find that base, and did you shoot most of it near Chioggia, right? Most of the...
Well, we shot in Chioggia, and the base in the story is close to Chioggia, but in truth, we worked in a place that is a bit far from Chioggia, in between Padova and Chioggia. It's a place called Bagnoli di Sopra, and this place was a former tiny military base, but was like 3-4 barracks, and then we took over the place and the fields around, and we rebuilt completely from scratch everything else that you see, from the buildings to the pavements and streets and all the signs and the greenery and all the facilities for military training and stuff. Yeah, it was great. I mean, we also had not much time because we were programmed to shoot in the summer, and we heard that we could not use the original real military base of Vicenza for reasons that are not interesting here. But anyway, we had to build a base in 2 months, and we did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
With strikes happening and all the rest, yes.
Exactly, we had 2 weeks of strikes. Yeah, I wanted to shoot for 70 days. We ended up with 84, which is good standard, right, Chloe?
Especially for what, 6 episodes? How many episodes? It's
8.
8 episodes, so it's quite a lot of
yes.
of work. Before we close, I would like to hear from each one of you. What are you hoping that this series, you know, the series and the story, it's obviously appealing to both very young people and rebellious ones too, like the main, you know, your son, Chloe, the military life, as we were saying, the changes, the growth that takes place in growing up also in a very unlikely kind of setting. Luca, what would you like the series to bring to your audience?
I don't know what I want to bring to the audience. I can tell you that it has been wonderful to see reactions to the series from people who were, I mean, I like the idea that the series is not judgmental of anybody. and that you can be many multitudes within yourself. And in this case, in this sense, the characters explores and in a way that may be conscious or unconscious, those multitudes. I also love the idea that who sees the series can enjoy the pleasure of performance. I really believe that this has been my finest day in terms of the people that worked in front of the camera. And I mean it very deeply. Yeah, we probably gonna have another chapter of it if everybody comes back.
That's what I was
You
going
make
to
so
ask.
many promises, Luca.
You'll see, my dear. I will. You know what the title I chose for my autobiography? I always deliver.
True.
You always deliver. That's nice. Well, Chloe,
It only takes time and patience.
yeah. Chloe, would you be looking forward to another season of this series, and how important is it for you now in this series, in your career, in your work?
Well, for me, selfishly, I have had a lot of response to my performance, and a lot of people I'm very close with, sometimes might have a hard time watching me, and they say, that what every actress wants to hear is you really disappeared in the part. And I've been getting so much positive, feedback, and people are really moved by the series. I think, there's like a level of intimacy that you get to really live with and be with these characters and go on this journey and discover things through them, with them. And I think people are really enjoying that. People really love the pace. People love, just being in this world and learning things about these characters and learning about the world through their eyes. And it's a magical series.
That's wonderful. And so with that said, Chloe, you have a special surprise for Luca, although he knows, but Luca is also receiving the Wind of Europe International Award.
Thank you.
Which I will read now why, but Chloe, I would like you metaphorically, virtually.
Okay.
What we thought was to award him the award for his refined direction, for his compelling themes, for his poetics that unveiled with grace in successfully directing his actors. Luca received already the award in Milan, is not there with him physically, but Chloe, would you give us the honors?
Luca, on behalf of Italy, on Screen New York, I present you with the Wind of Europe Award to honor and celebrate your mastery and daring. It's been a dream to be in your presence and observe your intuitions come to life on the screen. Thank you for your many contributions. You make our lives all the richer. Congratulations.
And if I may, thank you so much. And I learned in time that I am not able to do anything without my screenwriters and my performers. Mine. I am theirs, they're mine. And and everything you said, Chloe, is reciprocal, 100%. I had the most, Chloe and I were very discreet, and we're not very touchy, but I think we grew very close in a very New York and Milan way, and I really enjoyed that so much. There is a complicity between the two of us that it goes beyond the words that I love, and I think that what she did on screen with Sarah is really, how can I say, amazing and unmatched. And the way I can see in Sarah her humanity that is so deep, but in Chloe, no forgiveness. She's so sharp.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. That's very well put, very nice. And that gives me also the moment in which we would like to also give Chloe her award. Chloe, your award is traveling from Italy right now. You should be getting it any day.
Ooh.
We know that either postal or any kind of service has been disrespected.
In this madness time of expeditions, because I know there is a lot of problems with expedition.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you will receive it, and we would like to give you the Wind of Europe International Award to Chloe for her consistency in testing her talent with master directors, for her audacity in making her experience available to young directors and independent productions. So Chloe, we're very proud to have you as a recipient of this year's Wind of Europe International Award along with Luca.
Oh, thank you.
We hope you enjoy the award when it gets to you. And I think Loredana will come back now.
Congratulations for
Thank
both
you.
of you for the award.
Loredana is the artistic director of Italy on Screen at New York.
Today, and I would like just to thank the audience that listened to this interesting conversation. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank also the Italian Ministry of Culture and Italian ambassador to the United States, Armando Varricchio, the Italian Consulate General, and the Italian Institute of Culture of New York for their support. So thank you again to Luca and to Chloe. Thank you very much. And thank you, Silvia. And so greetings to our audience, and stay tuned.
Enjoy
Ciao.
the series.
Thank you. Ciao.
Thank you very much.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye. Ciao.